He named himself Lucky. He's autistic. If you directly translate autism from Chinese, it is called self-closed. People who are autistic close themselves from the outside world. They don't do eye contact, they don't like people to touch them, they don't know how to express themselves with language. It is very difficult for them to communicate with people. Me and Lucky are both the only child in our families because of the one-child policy. Our families are very close to each other, so we are lucky we could grow up together. How is it like to grow up with an autistic person? This is how I feel most of the time. Imagine if your roommate was Sheldon Cooper and with numerous bombs. You have no idea where he hides them and when they're going to explode. My cousin has his own sitting spot, just like Sheldon. If he touched it, you were in big trouble. He would scream at you and scrub with a wet tissue. He would scream at you and scrub the cushion with a wet tissue over and over again. So when things like this happen, I always tried to explain to him, it's not a big deal. Or I tried to educate him. People need to share, you can't be selfish. But it always ended up with a big fight. And he sometimes even hit me or himself. I was feeling really frustrated and sad. Sometimes I feel I was hurt. I was trying my best to help him, but he couldn't understand it. We had lived together for over 10 years, and then I moved to another city to study and work. My work is to help expats have an easier life in China. So one day, I got a request. Hi Gracie, can you find me someone to clean my apartment like a 5-star hotel and speaks good English? My first reaction was, oh my God, she's so high maintenance. How can I find someone like that? Who would be a cleaning lady at your place if she knows the 5-star hotel standards and speaks good English? It's a common sense. It's impossible. Then I realized I was wrong. I had lived in this country for over 20 years. She was only here for 20 days. How would she know? It is a common sense for nearly 1.4 billion people, not for her. And that made me realize I was wrong about my cousin as well. Having an exclusive sitting spot is stupid to me, but very important to him. I would also freak out if someone touched my work files, because they are important to me. So I was trying to make my cousin think the way I think. I was trying to impose my common sense to him. I was expecting him to be one of us. I was trying to change him to the person I wanted him to be. So there were too much of me. What if I didn't have those judgments or expectations? What if I took myself out? Would I still feel the same way? The answer is no. One day, I was in a hurry to the bathroom before a very important meeting. Unfortunately, it was my cousin's fixed bathroom time. Yeah, he even has fixed times for using the bathroom. So he stood there and yelled at me, "No, it's my time." If it was before, I would be so grumpy and said to him, "I am in a hurry. It doesn't matter if it's a couple minutes behind your schedule. You have nothing important to do." And then we would keep fighting until I had to go out to use a public toilet. But this time, I took myself out. There was no me thinking having a fixed bathroom time was stupid. There was no me defining his behavior abnormal. So I said to him, "Okay, You go first. I will wait. If it's too long, I will just go out to use the bathroom. I will just go out to public one. Then he stood there with a crying face for 10 seconds. Asked me, "Are you really in a hurry?" And I said yes. You know what? He let me in first. After I finished, I said to him, "Thank you so much for understanding me. I really appreciate it. I know it was not easy for you." Then I saw a smile secretly played on his mouth. I didn't mean it, and he felt it. I knew he was making such a big effort in those 10 seconds to convince himself. He changed his life plan for me. Of course, I was grateful. From that day, the magic happened. He started to ask me if I need to use the bathroom before he goes. He started to express his gratitude. He also sometimes apologizes for his misbehavior after he comes down. He changed. He changed on the day I stopped expecting him to change. So it turned out people changed when they feel it is okay that they don't change. People change when they feel they are truly respected, accepted, and loved as who they are right now. So when you pour out yourself from a relationship, there will be no your expectations, preferences, or judgments. You save a lot of energy from dealing with your negative emotions. You will start to see the intentions behind the behaviors, and the energy you save will become the wisdom. It's like taking off the sunglasses from your eyes. You start to see the world more clearly. It is also like taking off the shell from your heart. You start to know more and feel more about yourself. And what you need from outside will get less and less. You will find the inner peace and power. You will become more and more complete. And that's when you start to learn how to truly respect, accept, and love someone else. So how do we take ourselves out from a relationship? There are 2 steps I have been doing. Step 1, be aware of your emotions. Whenever you have a negative emotion, remind yourself that's your own perceptions making you feel this way. There's something not going the way you were expecting. And you usually already calm down at this step, because when you start to observe your emotion, it starts to go away. And then you will be more rational to find out what were you expecting and why you want it. Step 2, practice step 1 until you get used to it. With more and more practice, you will be amazed how easily you can manage your emotions and how good a relationship could be with your clients, colleagues, friends, especially families. We always have much more expectations on the ones who are closer to us. That's why we feel more painful when we think they hurt us. But remember, it's your own mind hurting yourself, not them. We all only live once, and life is short. So I hope we could all have more quality time with the ones you love, instead of wasting it because of incomprehension. I hope we don't regret when it's too late. So let's start now. Throw your expectations overboard and set off into the sea of communication. Leave me on the shore.